Animal Hospital is a popular new game where you get hired to work the night shift as a hospital, and you must treat the patients whilst also avoiding anomalies in order to get paid at the end of each shift. And on certain days you will get a visit from a doctor, unlock more rooms, and even have a store that you can spend your hard-earned cash at. And this game actually looks quite fun, so I've decided to try and recreate this game in Roblox Studio. And if you want to play this game, the link will be at the top of the description. The first thing I did was create a small part of the map and code a small amount of the mechanics, like patients walking in so that you can register them. Okay, so this is the game so far. I've done a little bit of coding. So I've got this entire registering system, which I will just show you now. So when we spawn in, this character will walk over the patient and then you can interact with them. And then there's a clipboard here, which you can interact with to like take their name, for instance. And then you take the photo and then you take the photo, register it into the computer, and then it will print it out. You take the ticket and then you can give the ticket to the patient. And then they walk over here and then you can take the patient's DNA. You can come over here to the techno gadget that I've called it. You can insert the DNA and then you can apply the treatment. Obviously you don't know what treatment to use yet. I will work on that, but for now you try to do it and it will say you don't have the correct treatment, obviously because we've got nothing in our backpack. So we can come over here to the eye drops and now we have eye drops in our inventory, and then we can go back to the patient, apply the treatment, and it actually doesn't work. Oh wait, I need to hold it. There we go. We need to hold it and then treatment applied, and then this doesn't go away. So that's something that we need to fix now. So inside the patient model, go into the humanoid root part, and I've actually got quite a few proximity prompts. So for the first interaction, when they first arrive in the hospital, introducing themselves, saying what their name is and stuff like that, and then also just starting the process of registering them in. And then we have the giving them the ticket. Once they're all registered, you can give them the ticket and then they can go off to the whichever room. And then we've got the treatment, which is just taking the treatment, and then we've got applying the treatment, which as you can see, it's just print statements at the moment. Nothing happens. What we do want to do, if it is the correct treatment is applied, we need to disable the script. And then in the game, I'm pretty sure it's a wait, and then you just wait 5-10 seconds for them to get better, and then they basically walk off. Maybe we wait 10 seconds and then we have another proximity prompt. What would be the end of a treatment? So they've treated, what would make them leave in the nicest way possible? Stabilized patient? I don't think that works. We could do speech marks. You're ready to go. Let's see what that looks like. And then inside the main script of the patient, which is where all the pathfinding is, I've already got something like this. We just copy and paste that, and then instead of give ticket, we can just do last interaction. Once that is triggered, then we can thanks for treating me, and then we're going to do workspace.exit, and then that's what they're going to walk towards. So let's duplicate the wall here. What I'm thinking is we have a wall here, so they're not going to walk back through this way. Do that. So this is the first waiting part, and then we'll just name it exit, and then they're going to walk around the corner like that. Okay, so they're walking in. We're going to interact with the patient, interact with the clipboard, take the photo, put it into the computer, take the ticket, and give the patient the ticket. Now they are walking away over here. We can take their DNA, we can insert DNA, and we can apply the treatment. We don't have the correct treatment, so we can pick up the eye drops, hold the eye drops, and then use them on the patient. Hopefully it will wait 10 seconds. Okay, so it's doing this again, so we can fix that. Hopefully 10 seconds later. Okay, I don't think anything's happening, but I have a feeling it's because the applied treatment is still enabled. Okay, so I think I fixed it. So we're going to interact, do all these things, give them the ticket, and then hopefully they're going to come over here, and yes, we've added a chair. So we can take DNA, we can insert the DNA, and then we need to apply the treatment. We just get the eye drops and then apply the treatment, and now it's going to wait 10 seconds, and now we can say you're ready to go. And then they stand up, and okay, they walk quite weirdly out of the hospital, but they do then walk out of the hospital and gone. Okay, I don't know why they're walking like that. That seems a bit odd. It's this one. So we don't actually see the thanks for treating me at all. So that's weird, which means it's not being triggered properly, because it is walking to the exit, but there's something that is making it a bit bugged, and I'm not sure what it is. Okay, you are good to go. You're ready to go. And then yeah, no, it still walks out kind of funky. Then we're gonna have to leave it for now. It's not a massive bug. It's just a bit weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so now I'm going to add another wall over here, and this is going to hold the big screen that you see in the game, which is basically going to tell you what's wrong with the patient. Okay, I now have I should have an awaiting DNA on the wall, but I forgot to anchor it. So we take the DNA, set the DNA, and now it says eye drops. So we've got to go out here, take some eye drops, apply the treatment, and then 10 seconds later, you're ready to go. And then you can awkwardly walk out like he's been kicked in the shins. So yeah, now we have a cupboard for the eye drops, and we'll basically have different cupboards for different things like medkits, bandages, etc. And then we just need to code it so that it's automatically something different. So something random, it'll be you need eye drops, you need bandages, etc. And then once we get a flowing system of it, then we can get more patients, and then you, the player who's attending to these patients, will be able to earn money from different patients. Okay, so I think I've actually done it. So if we interact the patient, sign them in, get them the ticket, and then I fix this so it's no longer sitting on the floor. If we take the DNA, insert it into the Techno gadget, and there we go. We've got the apply treatment and we've got bandages up here. So we need to go and find the bandages. And as you can see, we've got a cabinet of bandages, a cabinet of, I believe this is eye drops, and then a cabinet of medicine. As you can see, medicine take, eye drops take, and then we're just going to take the bandages, then come over here, apply the treatment, and then as you can see, they are recovering. And after 10 seconds, it goes back to awaiting DNA, so awaiting for the next patient, and then we can just say you're ready to go, and then they very awkwardly walk out. But it works, it finally works. And then once we do that, I think then we spawn another patient, and then we spawn another one. Okay, now that is done, the next thing we're going to do is create the lobby system. So instead of animal hospital, we're going to go with alien hospital, and as you can see, that is the game, which is what we've been coding in, and now we're in the lobby. So this is where everybody's going to spawn, and then they're going to go into their 2s, 3s, 4s, whatever you want to play in. And in order to code that, we just need a script in script service, which will be the Q logic, and we'll be using this code from a tutorial which I used in the Backrooms game that I made. And then we need to add a folder in here, I believe, called Q remotes, and then this is the queue that we used in the Backrooms game. So we're just going to have a folder for all the queues, and then we're going to place this queue inside of there, and we're going to have maybe 4 or 5 queues. First of all, I'm just going to basically customize this a little bit because this fits the backroom style, but not the alien hospital style. Okay, so I think it actually works. We got 0 out of 1, 0 out of 2, 0 out of 3, 0 out of 4, and 0 out of 5. So it's probably best to actually have a few 4s rather than 3s and 5s. But for now, it works. So we can go into this one. We're going to get teleported into here, starting in 13 to 10 seconds, whatever, and boom. We obviously have an error because we can't teleport inside of Studio, but as you can see here, it says it would teleport 1 player, which is perfect. Okay, and I think that is where we're going to end part 1. So as you can see, we can register them in. They're going to come in here. We're going to take the DNA, test them. We need the bandages. We can apply the treatment, and then 10 seconds later, they're recovering, and then they're ready to go. So this was part 1 of a few series. I'm not actually sure how many parts I'm going to do. In this series, I'm going to try and make a game like Animal Hospital, as you can see. And if at any point you want to try and play test this game, the link will be in the description of every single video that I make on this. So go check it out. It'll be the top link of the description, Alien Hospital. Let me know if you've got any more ideas for future parts. I'm generally going to be sticking to the normal game. So adding more patients, adding different shifts, adding money, adding a store, etc. So if there's anything else you'd like to see, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in part 2. Peace.